I remember Bryce Harper was struggling to put the ball in play in a series late August against us in Miami because his thumb was hurting so bad, because he came back so quick and he got a messed up arm. He got hit in the thumb and he couldn't play defense, right? We all know that. But what the people don't really know is how hard it was for him to get his swing back in the middle of the year when his team is trying to make it to the playoff. And he's hitting third every single day. I remember one day he struck out 4 times against us in Miami. And he finally got a walk or something like that. He got to second base and I got to talk to him a little bit and ask him, hey, Tree, how you feeling?
Welcome to episode number 163 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media. Look who's back. Miguel Rojas. Wearing a nice new bucket hat and everything. Dude, look at you. You look refreshed. You look relaxed. I guess that's what an overseas vacation will do for you, huh?
Oh, yeah. That's what I get my bucket hat too. Like a lot of walking when you go to Europe and visit over 10 different cities in close to 3 weeks. So for me, it was a great experience. I really enjoy seeing a little bit. The cat.
Who's that?
The cat is doing an appearance.
Who's that?
It's pretty big, huh?
Well, first of all, give me a name.
So his name is Agape. So Agape is the oldest cat that we got at home, and Agape, we rescued him about 5 years ago, and he haven't stopped growing.
Hey, he's a bit. We might have put him on the treadmill or something.
I know he just like to eat and sleep.
Hey.
So yesterday I found him sleeping in this little box. It was pretty funny. Cats are funny, man, and I get to know them a little bit more because in the past I didn't like cats. I was all about dogs, yeah, right? But now that I have a couple cats at home that we rescue and we're giving a really good life, they're really funny, man.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were a cat guy.
I became a cat guy, to be honest with you. I feel like I never got interesting for cats before in my life, other than dogs. I'm not an animal person. I'm actually was scared of like all the animals, like I thought dogs were gonna bite me and cats were gonna do bad things to me. But now that I love them and they love me back, it's really nice.
Before you know it, you'll be like Tiger King, just having a whole bunch of big cats around the house.
Believe it, man.
Yeah. All right. So first of all, what does it say on your hat? I can't read it.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't want to get into the details of the brand, but it's a Christian Dior bucket hat.
Oh, nice.
I got myself a nice bucket hat when I was there because, under the sun a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get a sunburn, and I want to look very, very, very tourist when I was walking around. So
you win.
Yeah, and then I got this bracelet on my arm that they just removed a couple of days ago, and yeah, I looked like I was out of the hospital and walking around in Europe, enjoying my vacations.
All right, so give me a list of the cities you went to.
So, okay, we're starting in Spain. We went to Madrid. Then we took we flew from Madrid to Italy, and we stopped in Bergamo, which is 45 minutes away from Milan. So then we spent 1 day in Milano, and then we went to a couple different cities in Italy, small cities, Franciacorta, one of them, to get some wine testing. It was really, really nice to go there and be with the whole family and a couple of friends that we have overseas in Italy. And then the most exciting part for me was driving from Bergamo, where I was staying locally in Italy, to Monte Carlo, Monaco. And Monte Carlo, Monaco, I was really, really excited about Monte Carlo. And I actually have the opportunity to be there for the first time. We spent 2 nights over there, and it was amazing. My best, favorite city so far. out of the whole world. I've been in pretty good cities before, like I don't know, Athens in in Europe as well, Australia, in Sydney. I really like it, but I think Monaco took over all my favorite cities. Really cool story, the Grand Prix, the F1
Uh-huh.
kind of thing. The whole experience is really nice, and I got to experience that city. And I mean, by far, so far, it's being the best city in my list. Then
All right, hold on. I want to stop
yeah.
you there for Monte Carlo a second. Please tell me you went and played poker.
Oh yeah, I did. Well,
Okay.
not poker. I wish they had like a poker room. I didn't get to play poker there. They have like a really big casino.
Yeah.
But it's kind of more of like a lot of fancy stuff, you know? Like you go to that casino, really expensive tables. They got blackjack, they got a crap table, they got a couple roulette tables, but they don't have like a poker room. Like there's not many people in the casino is actually in the casino. They're just there just having drinks, and you know, like all the people look really nice. They dress up to go out at night, and they go to the casino, you know. The cars that are exhibit there in the front of the Casino Monte Carlo is amazing, and I really enjoy that. I feel like I'm not too much into history and the whole deal behind, you know, like tradition and all this stuff that they built 1,000 years ago or more than 1,000 years ago. But that city kind of got me because it was like the perfect blend between history and like old things, and the like the new kind of, you know, era of like brand new cars, um people doing a lot of like TikTok dances in front of the things. And I mean, it was a perfect blend for me, and I love it.
You better be a baller over there. Like this is not shopping on a budget. Like
No.
you're going over there and you know that you're leaving with a way less than you came with.
100%. Unless you have a really good casino night, you know, like if you go to the casino and you make a couple $1,000s, you're probably gonna be okay. But
how'd you do?
I mean, I didn't gamble that much because I'm not a big like table player, you know. Like I'm not gonna be there and just spend money playing blackjack or trying to make money
poker
on that. I play poker, you know. Like
yeah.
I like to play poker. I like strategy, and I mean, I like to play everywhere else. So after Monte Carlo, I found a place where I play really good poker.
Okay, good. All right. So what was after Monte Carlo?
So after Monte Carlo, we drove to this place, Cannes, where we got in a boat, and we took a cruise, another 7 days on a boat, and we went to this cruise, which was amazing. We went to Genova, Rome, Palma de Mallorca in Spain, Barcelona, and I'm missing one city. I don't remember that's the La Spezia or something like that. Really cool place, a small town where you can eat a really good pasta. One of the best carbonara pasta that you can find in Italy. You can find it in that place, which was really good because I mean, we didn't just see the big and famous cities. We went to small places, small towns too, where it was really nice to walk around.
Yeah. Did you bring the kids on this trip, or was
this
just
both kids, my sister, my wife? So my best friend was there. He's been in Italy, living in Italy for the last 4 or 5 years, and I got to see him this time and spend the 3 weeks with him. It was amazing because I don't know the next time that I'm gonna see him.
Wow, good for you, man.
Yeah,
good for you on this European trip, creating memories.
A lot of good memories, man. And taking the kids is a little hard because I mean, they're not into walking around the city, but we took a lot of the red buses, you know, to just be on a bus and just drive around the city. The cool thing about it, man, is I mean, everybody's on there. I mean, everybody's kind of doing the same thing. Right. You know, it doesn't matter who you are or I mean, where you're coming from. The mix of cultures is amazing. Like testing new food. I I mean, new drinks, getting to get memories for the kids when they grow up, when they start growing, and you show them that they've been in really cool places. I'm excited for them to see that it's not take that for granted and know that I work really hard to
Heck
give
yeah.
them that opportunity.
Yeah, in fact, you'll be now, after spending on this trip, you'll be playing for free in 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you.
By the way, are you in your house right now? Because this is a different setup.
Yeah, it's a different setup because I'm actually moving. I'm gonna be in a different house in a month from now.
Oh.
So I'm started to move my stuff from my main room that you always see me with the bats behind and all the memorabilia behind me. But yeah, I try to pack that room first and then move it to the other house.
Got it.
Looking forward to see you in my new place. I think it's gonna be really cool. I built like a little place for me to do the podcast. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And I mean, hopefully it looks as good as yours right now.
Hey, please. I got a couple of shirts and that's about it around here. That's awesome. Moving is a pain in the ass though, isn't it?
It is, man. It is. It's a lot of work, but it's exciting because I mean, you move into a place where you're actually upgrading, right?
Oh, good.
I mean, if you wanna do something new, you gotta pay the bill, right? You gotta actually move all the stuff, and I mean, it's been a good experience so far because I haven't like actually build anything or take anything to the house because I mean, I can do it with my hands, but when I'm able to start picking things up, I think it's going to be a little hard.
So is this a house that you built from the ground up, or was it already existing?
No, it was already existing.
Okay.
It's just we find out that with another kid and the popularity of people, I mean, a lot of people from my family and my wife's family come and stop in Miami, right? So we need a place where we got a little bit more of room inside than outdoors. So in this house that we have right now, we don't have that much space inside. So we bought a house where we can actually accommodate more people inside. And I mean, we're gonna miss this backyard a lot because in this backyard, I have my own batting cage. I have a little 3-quarter basketball court. And we got a couple of things outside that we love, but we're going to be moving to a place where I think it's going to be better fit for us.
More practical. That's what makes sense. We have had 5 houses in the 20 years that we've lived in Los Angeles. Now, if my wife changed husbands as often as she changed houses, I would have been long gone.
I know, right?
So I'm just happy I made the trip through each one, but it's exhausting. Like,
I'm glad,
tough,
man.
It's tough when you're moving every few years or something. Get a place where you like. Hopefully you stay there in Miami for a while.
Right.
Hopefully you keep playing after this. Next year your contract's up, and that'd be good though.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Miami, I don't think I'm gonna move from Miami. I mean,
yeah, you love it.
If I move from Miami, I'm probably gonna go up north a little bit to West Palm Beach or Jupiter area. I love that area over there. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with the spring training month or 6 weeks that I spent there. I love it. And I'm thinking about maybe moving there if I have to, but in my off season while I'm playing, and then after, if I do something around baseball, I think I'm always gonna get back to Miami and be here. Plus my son love it here. He's found his groove at the school. He got some friends, and it's been really cool to be in South Florida, man. It's everything that I can ask for that is not Venezuela,
Yeah. More of the rotation is coming your way, but first I want to tell you about Rapsodo. It is the industry-leading player development tool in baseball. It is offering a special one out there on the hitting and pitching 2.0 units. We all know how much of a role technology plays in the game of baseball. Nobody does it better than Rapsodo. So go to rapsodo.com/JohnBoy or click on the link in the description to get up to $1,000 off. Now, this is trusted by the best in baseball. Rapsodo is used by every major league team. Also 100% of Division I champs since 2010. Over 1,000 colleges are using it. Nearly 200,000 players and more than 7,000 coaches. So what does Rapsodo do? It provides technology to hitters and pitchers, more data insights than ever before. Pitchers can complete a pitch arsenal backed by accurate data. Hitters can improve it. Exit velo with instant feedback as well. There's all sorts of unique training experiences for baseball players of any skill level. You can see all your hits from a single session with a spray chart, or crank up the competition in the cage with game mode. It's got that as well. So I want you to go to rapsodo.com/JohnBoy or click on the link in the description. You're going to get that special discount on hitting and pitching 2.0 units, up to $1,000 off. If you get good enough at this, who knows? I might be interviewing you one day on the Rose Rotation. All right, let's talk a little baseball. Donnie's moved on. We talked a little bit about that. You have a new manager, rookie manager, and Skip Schumaker. Have you talked to him?
Yeah, definitely, man. I talked to Skip. He sent in a quick message right after he got named the new manager of the team. I mean, actually, tell him congratulations on his new role. You know, like I'm pretty sure he's been dreaming about being a manager since the time that he retired. Because I'm pretty sure when I stop playing the game of baseball, I'm probably gonna want to do the same thing. And I know how satisfying for him can be getting a job and getting, named a manager of a new team. And then when he came to Miami a couple of weeks ago, he texted me and he said that he wanted to sit with me and having a little lunch around the area. And it was really nice for him to actually keep me on his mind, to talk about the team, talk about what we want to accomplish, talk about a lot of things that he got on his mind about how we're going to win, and actually his perspective so far about how to be a good teammate, how to be there for your guys, the coaching staff, all the stuff that he's talking about. I'm really excited because I know he's bringing a new culture, new voice, and I can't wait to start like working for him and actually be one more of his extensions on the field and in that clubhouse.
That's great. So did you have that lunch yet, or you?
I did. Yeah, oh. It happens 2 weeks ago before he got introduced. I think he got introduced last Thursday or something like that.
Right.
So it happens before that, and actually we have like a really, really good conversation about everything, about baseball, about life. I mean, I got to play with him a little bit in 2013 with the Dodgers in a spring training. He was already a veteran. He was a utility player that year, mm-hmm. And I was a guy coming up in the minors. I got my first opportunity with the Dodgers, and they always called me up to this as a minor league invite to the big league games in spring training. And I got to be with him a little bit, get to know him a little bit, but we didn't talk much when I was there. But now in a different, a different frame of life, we talk about working together and being for each other in that team,
What was the most important thing you told him?
I think how things been in the clubhouse for the last couple of years, telling him how important it is for us to keep everybody involved from the bottom up, starting from the minor leaguers that are coming up in the system, make them feel comfortable when they get to the big leagues, and find a way for them to actually play the way that they were playing in the minors. And I think that was one of the most important things about the organization. He's going to be new to a lot of guys, and we talk about a couple Latin players, couple players already established in the big leagues. Things that we like to do, things that he likes to do. We talk a little bit about a coaching staff that he's going to bring on board. And things like that, like we talk about baseball, we talk about organization, we talk about the city of Miami, we talk about playing in Miami, actually the ballpark, dimensions of the ballpark. He already know because it's different coming here for a series of 3 days,
right,
than playing here 81 games, whatever it is. I feel like talking a little bit about that and the way that we're gonna win, and something that is really cool that he actually opened my eyes and opened my perspective on different things is that everybody's different, right? It's really hard to actually think about, okay, what kind of guy in front of this thing I want to be. Do I want to be the guy that is old school, that plays in the mid 2000s, and it was a different game back then, It was a different way to be a rookie when you was in that era. Now the game have evolved, have changed a lot, and players do things different way. That doesn't mean, and this is coming from Skip Schumaker, players do things different ways, and you gotta accept that, and you gotta know that not because someone do something a different way that you do, that doesn't mean that he's wrong and you're right, or you're wrong and he's right. And I feel like finding that balance of like what's good about the old school baseball and what's being good about this new evolution of the game and players coming up actually to the big leagues and do things a little bit of a different way. There's players now where they take a nap in the clubhouse 30 minutes before the game starts, and that's how they get locked in, and you got to understand that that's part of the process of like finding the way that how we're going to be as a team and respecting and knowing that everybody's different. I think that was a great perspective that he gave me that day. And make me open my eyes a lot about how we can approach this new era of the Miami Marlins going forward.
It's good. It's interesting because he's a guy that was he was a solid major leaguer, but he played with some HOFers. I mean, he played with Pujols. He played with Yachty. He played with Wainwright. He played with all these dudes that were really good players. So he understands what it's like to be around superstars, but he also understands what it's like to be a part of the grind for guys at the back end of that roster who are either frustrated with lack of playing time, want to try and make their dent in the major leagues. So he understands all that stuff. I think it'll be beneficial for you guys. It's interesting because you pitched like a playoff team. Your starting rotation did. Your bullpen at times was up and down.
Mm-hmm.
But offensively, it was a disappointment. We've talked about this. Like, do you expect Kim Ng to go out there and open the pocketbooks and go get people? Or do you have the right guys there and they just need time to mature? Because it was a tough watch at times last year, Miggy. I got to be honest with you.
It was. And we all know that, and we all accountable of the actions that happens last year, especially offensively, I mean, it was a disappointing for me personally, the season that I had offensively, because I always expect myself to be better, at least a little bit better than last year, I mean, you actually aim for be this kind of the same, every single year. You never want to go backwards. And for a lot of our guys in our roster, they didn't have a good year, and for me, having a down year is okay. I mean, it happens, but it's really hard for when it happens to 6 different players that you count on. You know what I mean? Avisail Garcia got a down year. Jorge Soler got a down year. Myself, Cooper had a down year. I mean, between those guys, like the guys that I mentioned, in the middle of the order, and Jesus Aguilar before he got traded, or before he got designated. Right. I mean, those 4 guys right there in the middle of the order, the one that hit the most homer was Aggie, and Aggie got 15 homers before he got moved, and that's something that, I mean, we're not talking just about like power numbers. We're talking about everything overall, all the guys' numbers were down offensively. And I feel like that was the first year for Avi playing in Miami. That was the first year for Soler playing in Miami. And other than just the season of maybe the late kind of month, De La Cruz put a really good month in September. Jesus Sanchez didn't play the way that we expected him to play, and we expected him to hit. Joey Wendell have an okay year, in the middle of that rotation in that lineup, and I feel like that was a down year for him as well. I feel like if you count all of those guys having a better year because they already played for the first time in Miami, they got their feet wet. They know that the approach can be a little bit different in Miami than other places because it's really different when you play in Miami compared to playing in Milwaukee, when you miss-hit a ball sometimes and the ball's gonna go, and you're probably gonna hit a homer there, where in Miami it's not gonna happen. So for me, offensively, is that adjustment that we have to make going forward, instead of think about like how Kim or how the organization is just gonna open the books and spend money. I don't think that's the fit. The fit is for us, the guys in this clubhouse, knowing that we can actually produce a little bit better. We need Jazz to be healthy on the field for us to be a better team, because we know Jazz is going to be the guy that we're going to kind of follow, because he's the guy who set the tone, being in the top of the lineup and being that threat of his on the offensive part. And we know if we have those guys healthy, I think we can be better. That we need help, of course, we need help. We're probably gonna use a bat or two in the middle of the lineup, and hopefully we can get help in the rotation, and hopefully we get help at the back end of the bullpen, because I think we have a pretty good arms. But the short answer is, I don't think just going out there and spending money is just gonna be the fit for what happened last year.
No, I think you guys will make some trades. I just do. If I had to predict, I think that Kim's going to be working those phones, and you do have pitching. Everybody wants pitching, and it's a good way to maybe get some controllable bats that have done something too. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you guys, it have to be better. How much of the playoffs did you watch when you got back?
I got to watch a lot. Actually, when it was really late over there, when I was done with my activities with the family, I got to watch some games, and it was really exciting, man, to see what happened in the playoff, to see the Phillies went to the World Series. It's it's the game of baseball, getting hot at the right time and getting your bats going. What Bryce did, I think it was amazing, because Bryce always being Bryce,
Hey, CSG is an expert and impartial third-party authentication and grading service for sports cards. And, of course, we know how big the sports card industry has become over the last few years. So I want you to get involved. Now, after grading, sports cards are actually encapsulated in archival, durable, and crystal clear CSG holders that protect and preserve your investment. Every CSG certified sports card, it is backed by the guarantee of authenticity and grade, which is the strongest in the industry. If you're a collector out there, you know that they can buy and sell with peace of mind when a card is in a CSG holder, because its authenticity and its condition are guaranteed. It consistently has the best turnaround times, pricing among the leading third-party sports card grading services, the best around. So right now, prices are 20% off for grading. Promo code gets you $15 off yearly membership. The offer expires at the end of this year, so December 31st, 2022. So we want you to grade your sports cards with CSG. Go to csgcards.com. Use the promo code ROSE. You're going to get $15 off of yearly memberships with that promo code ROSE. We'll see you today. I told this to Chris Bassett of the Mets when he was on the podcast for last week. I said, I cannot believe that the players voted him the most overrated player. He said he didn't believe it. He said
who voted? That's the first question. I got a tough time understanding the voting kind of thing when they run just a poll,
right?
Because you never know who really actually voted for. Like, I rather if I vote for something, I want my name to be there so they know that I vote for this guy or that guy. Like same thing with Derek. Like, Derek Jeter went to the Hall of Famer, just one guy didn't vote for him. We all want to know who was that guy, because we deserve to know, like, and ask some questions to that guy, why. But going back to your question, I don't know who voted for.
I don't know. When you play against him, you tell me. Do you think he's overrated?
Not at all, man. You see the numbers that this guy put up every single year. I think his down year was 290 with 20 and 80 RBIs or something like that. That was a down year for him. I don't think he gets the credit because a lot of people expect him to be the MVP that he was. In when was the first time that he won the MVP?
I think 2015 he was unanimous.
Right. So I mean, everybody expect that after you done something like that, when you're that kind of player, I feel like expectations go through the roof for people, and they don't understand that this game is really hard, man. It's really hard to be good for a long period of time. And the guys who are really good like him, those are the guys who get paid $330 million. That's why he's getting paid that much money. But let me give you a little story about Bryce and this year. And I was about to post something on social media, but I got caught up on things. And I remember Bryce Harper was struggling to put the ball in play in a series late August against us in Miami because his thumb was hurting so bad, because he came back so quick. And he got a messed up arm. He got hit in the thumb, and he couldn't play defense, right? We all know that. But what the people don't really know is how hard it was for him to get his swing back in the middle of the year when his team is trying to make it to the playoff. And he's hitting third every single day. I remember one day he struck out 4 times against us in Miami. And he finally got a walk or something like that. He got to second base, and I got to talk to him a little bit and ask him, hey, Tree, how you feeling? And he said, man, it's been really, really hard for me to get back. But we all know, he told me, we know that we're going to be okay. And I mean, that tells you that the guy, even when he's struggling, he's on the field, he's posting every single day for his teammates, for his organization, and for the people who paying $330 million. That's what you want from your player when you spend a lot of money on him and you give him the opportunity to be the face of the franchise. It doesn't matter. His thumb probably was falling out of his batting glove, and he was striking out every single time, 4 strikeouts that day, and the series was a disaster for him. He played every single day. He got every single at bat because he knew at some point he was going to click and the thumb was going to feel better. And that's what happened in the postseason. If you see his numbers later in the year, they weren't that good because he got that thumb problem, and I can see it on his swung. He took a swing one time, and he actually like let go of the bat because he couldn't hold it. And then to be able to play through that, to post even when he's hurt, to play in the postseason and did what he did, that's what you can call that guy overrated anymore if you was before.
That's great perspective. And it's interesting because I think a lot of people will listen and they'll say, well, hold on here. I go to work every day and there's some days I don't feel great. Like, yeah, he should be going to work. But this is the difference between, I think, big league ball players or professional athletes and everybody else, is that not everybody does that in that clubhouse. There are some guys who would sit around a little bit, make sure they're closer to 100% than they are to 70%. But Bryce Harper's the sort of guy who wanted to be out there for his boys and his team, and he knew that just his presence in the lineup, even on days when he's striking out 4 times, can maybe allow somebody else to be successful. Is that what I'm hearing?
I got ultimate respect for the guys who post every single day. And we all know that baseball is different for everybody. We just talk about that. We just talk about players that need their time off, players that they need the Sunday early game off to be the best version of themselves, right? But I got ultimate respect for the guys who plays every single day and they're in the lineup every day, because I know how hard it is to play when you're not feeling great, when you're not feeling great at the play, when you have like a little, even a little cough or you like sweating that night and you probably catching something. It's really hard not to go to the ballpark and say, hey, I can use this off day, Skip, because whatever, I'm dehydrated. My wrist don't feel that good. My shoulder is not that great. You have to, for these guys, and I mentioned some names: Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Dansby Swanson, Riley, Matt Olson played 162 games this year. Manny Machado is one of those guys. Bryce Harper. I can see the guys that really want to play every single day. Francisco Lindor, you see those guys over there and you think they're fine because they put the same uniform every day and they run towards the line. And when the lights are up, like nobody knows what happened behind the scene. And that's why the guys who post are the guys who are getting paid. If you see the guys that I just mentioned, they got paid, or they're gonna get paid at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I want my team to actually have that kind of guy who we can rely on, because unfortunately I wish I could be that guy, but I haven't been that guy, because it's always something that happens to me that put me out of the lineup for a couple of days, maybe because I dive a lot or do some stuff like that. And I haven't been able to be on the field for 162. But I can see these guys, and the same thing happened to them. The guy who play every single day, that's the guy that I want in that clubhouse to actually follow those footsteps, and hopefully we can create a culture that the Braves created, the Cardinals created, the San Diego Padres are creating, the Dodgers created. Hopefully those players are around our clubhouse, so we can have a next Bryce Harper, next Manny Machado, next Matt Olson, hopefully.
It's really good. Great perspective on that. Real quickly before we go, I want to ask you about the Houston Astros. I know that you're friendly-ish with Altuve, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you text him after he won?
I texted him when he went when they actually clinched for the World Series.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this little microphone that MLB were doing.
Yes.
I comment something on the MLB post to Jesus Aguilar. Jesus Aguilar, Altuve, and I, we always had dinner in spring training. We always spend some time, drink some wine in spring training. I think spring training is such a great time of the year just to catch up with your friends and talk to them. And Altuve is one of the guys that is really funny, and we like to talk about stuff. And this little microphone, he was doing an interview with the little microphone. It looks like a real microphone to him, So I made a comment to Jesus Aguilar that, Aggie, did you see that MLB is so kind that they brought their Altuve his own microphone, his real size. So I text him right after that, and I say, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the way that you block the noise and just went to work and show everybody that they're a good team, and if we talk about the players that are in that team from 2017, it's just 5 guys, right? Mm-hmm. You can count them with your hand. It's Bregman, it's Altuve, it's McCullers, it's Verlander, and someone else. Gurriel, correct. So that's a good core, right? But 21 other guys came into this organization, or that they got called up from the minors, because they actually buy into a mentality, into a culture of winning every single year, every single day. And that's how you show it. You show it, not just winning at all. Winning at all is really hard for me. And just to be able to post in the World Series 6 out of 8, I think that's pretty good, right? Or 4 out of 6 or something like that.
4 out of 6.
What they did is really good. And being
yes, it is
6 times or 5 times winners of the American League champion, I think that's pretty good. So I mean, all the credits, and they deserve it. We all know what they did, and I mean, it's in the past now. This championship for me doesn't mean that what they did is right, but at the end of the day, they showing that they can do it other ways too.
Yep.
NBA fans, the NBA action is just getting started, and so are the incredible offers at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can make any $5 NBA pregame moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Check this out. Right now, everyone can earn up to 100% boost with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, place a same-game parlay, and combine multiple bets like which team will win, total rebounds, total points scored, and more. With bigger payouts than ever, DraftKings Sportsbook is where I go to bet on the NBA. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, use promo code ROSE, make any $5 bet this week, and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the promo code ROSE. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
I'd always be curious. I've wanted to interview one of those guys on this show. And I always thought Altuve would have the most to gain from joining us here. Something like this. Because like if we had him on, I wouldn't go back to 2017 and say, well, exactly what were you doing? But I thought it bothered him and Bregman the most out of the entire franchise. I thought Altuve, because he went from being one of the most popular people in the sport to a guy who essentially became the face of the cheating scandal, whether it was fair or unfair. And then I thought Bregman, it took a lot of his swagger away. You know, I thought it took a lot of what made him such a good, young, energizing player. And I thought it took him until this year between his health and kind of his emotional status to kind of get back. I don't know.
Man, you hear when these guys talk on the interviews, you know? They got interview and they all talk about the same, you know? I mean, we respect the other team. They got a pretty good team. We just was better. We're happy to be here. We're happy to do this for each other, you know, for Dusty Baker. You hear Framber Valdez saying that, I mean, he's so excited to win this for Dusty Baker. I mean, you can see, you know, how they talk. It's not cocky at all. They're probably really confident and cocky indoors, you know, and they know what they're doing, and they know, like we heard Lance McCullers talking about, you know, all the other teams, whatever, you know, to actually fire the guys up. But that's what in that happened in the clubhouse. The cameras shouldn't be there. You know, of course, I mean, in that big stage, we all know cameras are going to be around, but they're really confident inside the locker room. But when they talk outside and when they talk to the media and they talk to us, I mean, I can see how grounded is a Jose Altuve, you know, and it's genuine, man. It's genuine. The Altuve is really humble guy that he's never gonna try to show you off. And he's gonna actually take whatever he needs to take from people, from the media, but he's just gonna put it away, silence all the noise, and just gonna go play, man.
Interesting. All right. So what else do we have for the offseason? You're moving? You going anywhere else?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Venezuela. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play or not, but I want to be there. My team in Venezuela Winter Bowl, they're doing good right now. They're 7-3. They started the year really hot. A lot of players that I play with in the past are playing over there right now. Ronald Acuna is about to make his debut in Venezuela Winter Bowl for my team, so I'm really excited about that. Hopefully, I can actually at least be there in the dugout for that. You know, it's a great honor as a Venezuelan and for all the fans to watch one of our best players in the game of baseball right now playing in front of his home crowd. I'm thinking about going to Venezuela to see how my wrist respond to like some live BP, maybe BP on the field whenever I'm clear to do that. But other than that, man, it's getting healthy, getting ready to for next season. World's Baseball Classic is coming. We talk a little bit about that. I want to be as ready as I can, if just in case my name is called. And getting a diet, trying to get slimmer a little bit. I'm gonna be in the year of 34 years old, and I want to be able to be seen as a shortstop until like I can play baseball, you know.
Can I ask you one other thing?
What you got?
Before we go? I know how much it hurt that you didn't win the Gold Glove.
Yeah.
Did that, how disappointed were you?
Not disappointed at all, because I got beat by a guy who plays, like I say, I have ultimate respect for Dansby. Play 162 games. He just made one more error than I did. He made, I mean, obviously because he played more games, he made more plays. He got more chances to make errors. I actually lead a couple of the analytic numbers, which I thought I got an opportunity to actually win it. But I think what I told everybody, a lot of people like comment on me getting snubbed or getting robbed, and that didn't happen. I think if I won, it would have been fair, and if Dansby or Kim won, I think it would have been fair as well. So what I feel like is I didn't win, but if I would have won that award, it would have been fair, So it's not given to anybody, like this is not like they give it to Dansby or they give it to another guy. I just didn't win, Hopefully I can play more games next year and be better at the numbers, and it's my time. But I see it that way. I see it like I did everything that I could to win a Gold Glove, and I mean everybody knows that they know me. That my personal goal is always been personal, winning a Gold Glove and winning a World Series champ. And I mean, I was so close to accomplish one of those things, and always gonna hurt, because I wish I could have that glove right now sitting right next to me.
I know, make for a great backdrop on the Rose rotation.
Oh, can you imagine? Ooh. Next to my bucket hat.
You're classy. I love you, man. I think next week we're going to try and do our free agency show. And since you're the king right now, I mean, nobody can take that crown away from you. You're going to have to come back and successfully defend your title. This is going to be a fun free agent class too, man.
And we need to see first who's going to opt out and who's going to stay good. So we need to give it a couple days to actually review the guys who are actually off the board already.
Yeah.
Because I heard a couple names that they're going to stay put wherever they at. But it's always good. It's always excited, man. Can't wait to beat Jake Storiali again.
So you want me to invite Jake back?
I don't know who's gonna be part of this. It's gonna be Plouffe.
I'll tell you what it is. I threw it out to Jerry Blevins.
Okay.
Who's Blevins has got a good mind. He's kind of like a G. He's like you. He's like
I think it's gonna be the next GM. Like he's probably gonna have a job somewhere in the front office.
I know he's really good at this media stuff. We don't want to lose him quite yet, but it would be. I think he could certainly pull that off. Jake is the fun element of it all, and I think we'd love it if we could all just pummel him and just, Yeah.
I like that.
Okay. Good.
I mean, if you can bring it back, I think it's gonna be fun. Nice.
Yeah, let's do that. Well, best to your family. Rest up, get well, and hopefully we'll see you on this show next week, a special edition of the Rose Rotation.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Let's do that. That sounds good, man. Thank you for having me again, and it's always a pleasure. People always asking if I'm gonna continue to do this with you guys, and I always tell them, hey, always that my phone rings and I'm able to spend an hour with Chris. It's always a great time.
It is. And I know our fan base really appreciates it, as always. Special shout out to our producer, Dan Rourke, who is filling in for the one and only Robbie Scirocco. Congratulations to he and Bree. And Isla, who became a big sister as well. As little Emmett is on board, so he's taking a little time off because of paternity time. So that's awesome for him. So Dan, thank you for filling in. Thank you, Miguel Rojas, as always. I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.